If you want to play God of War 3 on your computer in RPCS3 emulator, but your game is always freezing, crashing, the sound is cracking, or even the image, or your screen is spitting horrible colors, I may be able to help you. I will show you my configurations for the game and give you some tips. I mean, I don't know, because this is different for each computer, as you might know. But there are actually some things that you unfortunately can't do with God of War 3. For example, let me go to change configuration. For example, do not upscale it, or in dark regions, like when you get to the underworld. I mean, I hope if you want to play God of War 3, you're okay with me spoiling that. Okay, whatever. In dark places, the game will spawn a lot of white particles because of the upscaled resolution. So I guess the best way I can tell you this is God of War 3 doesn't like upscale. Okay, so don't upscale it. Keep default resolution at 720. The resolution scale on the 100 on the default, both of them. The resolution scale threshold on 160, 160. You'll want to check the asynchronous texture streaming box. I found out it is a best option to select the async with shader interpreter on shader mode. Normally I only have async multi-threaded, but in the beginning the shaders were popping in just a lot. So Kratos would like be thrown at the mountain, but there was no mountain. He just fell in the oxygen and suddenly the rock appears. It just pops in. So at least with shader interpreter you know there is something there until the shaders have properly loaded. Of course, this will still be bad if your GPU and CPU can't make it together with the rhythm of the game, because that's the price to pay with asynchronous shader compiling. I had a stroke, I'm sorry. Because of some broken lighting in the game, I would recommend you to enable right color buffers. Shader quality, actually leave it in auto maybe. I have it on high because I think it doesn't affect too much of the performance of the game. But if auto is not okay, just make it low. The anti-aliasing you can leave on auto, but if you have any graphic glitches, just disable it. But of course the game will look a little less beautiful. An isotropic filter in auto, aspect ratio, you know what your monitor is. I don't. In the Zekul accuracy, I mean, I want it precise, and for me it's okay. This should not be the first thing you would change. Change shader quality and anti-aliasing first. If it keeps lagging, okay, there, yes, you should change it. But as you can see down there in the description, the most of the games don't need the precise, but they also don't need you to lower to approximate or even relax it. Just see how your computer behaves. On the CPU, you gotta put the SPU block size in mega, because it will like group the units in the SPU analyzer, and then it will be slightly less laggy, the process. The threads live in auto, the operating system keeps its place. Here, relaxed float. The decoder, both PPU and SPU, keep it recompilable LLVM. The audio, wait, the audio doesn't change. I thought the audio was converted to 16-bit. If your audio is really cracking and stuttering, try to convert to 16-bit. If it doesn't solve it, keep the 16-bit and try to enable time stretching. If you see there is a better performance with this enabled, erase the values and see if it works out, or at least if it's better. If not, just revert it. But this is the last thing. First, you gotta focus on the graphics, because the graphics are the heaviest job. Here, nothing. Emulator doesn't have anything to matter with this. Debug tab also doesn't have anything to matter with this. You keep this on too. Just the advanced. You're gonna want the options like this. Here, atomic in RSX FIFO accuracy, and then in driver wake up delay, put it in 50 microseconds. If the game crashes, freezes, you raise it to 60, and then you can go up, like, if every time it crashes, you come here and raise it in 10 or 20 microseconds until it stops crashing. Every time it crashes, you raise it. If it stops crashing, you let it be. When the game seems fine, if the audio has a lot of stutters, you do what I said here about the buffering and the 16-bit conversion. At the beginning, I thought the 16-bit conversion was like a game changer, but then I found out it wasn't. But I honestly don't remember what was the game changer. I know there was something that I changed that I thought, oh no, this is not gonna make any difference, and it did. It damn did. But I don't know what it was. I really don't know. Maybe it was just the update of the RPCS3. I don't know. I really don't know. Then the game patches. I tried not to enable to disable MLAA and SPO MLAA because that would make the game less beautiful. But then I thought, come on, I want to play. I don't want to not play a masterpiece. I want to play a not masterpiece. I prefer to play the game less beautifully than not play it but have it beautiful. Because it was... okay, it wasn't unplayable. It was just unhearable. Because I couldn't bear the stutter. Major game changers. These disablers. And depth of field. Actually, depth of field was one of the patches I was trying not to enable. To disable, I mean, I enabled a patch of disabling depth of field, but then I found out it was for a better good. Now, disable camera sway. Come on, I gotta keep it. The disable bloom I surrendered because it doesn't disable all the bloom effects. The color grading, you will not notice the difference. Trust me. The layered fog, same thing. Disable MLAA and SPU MLAA, do it. Motion blur, yeah, it was kind of tough to me too, but do it. Depth of field, do it. Camera sway, I admit it doesn't make that big of a difference, but if needed, do it. God of War 3, after the initial clips, when you take control of Kratos, it's perfect because it has a lot of camera sway, bloom, shaking, character stalking, a lot of entities right in your face in the first seconds. And that's amazing for pushing this to the limit. Just remember one thing. Compiling shaders has the major weight in stuttering your game. The problem is when it compiles the shaders, even if you replay that part all over again, the shaders are already compiled. So it won't stutter that much again. The skip any videos with X button, it's your choice, really. And the skip intro too. I saw some people saying these two made a difference because the game didn't have to load two videos right off the bat. I think that only matters if your game crashes while opening. And because of that, the skip intro will solve it, not the skip any videos with X button. However, I only checked the skip intro because when I opened the game, I really don't need to have the intro in my face every single time. Just that. Don't forget to download latest patches. Make sure you are watching for your version, which, by the way, you must update the version for 103. Must, I mean, it's best for you, trust me. And I've showed it, but I didn't speak about it. Frame limit, 60. Yeah. Stop crying, 60. Thank you for your attention. But I think it's basically this. Now, if you really have a bad time, because, or at least your eyes have a really bad time because of the shader interpreter robbing the place of the beautiful shaders. I mean, I can tell you to select legacy, but I hope you don't mind waiting every single time for the shaders to load. The game will seem to crash. You will just stop the emulation, load the shaders that it doesn't have yet, and when it finishes loading the shaders, it will let you play again. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, I think the best is really a sync with shader interpreter. I really think. However, in a lot of games, including this one, when every single time I play, there seems like it should have something to be changed because or the sound stuttered somewhere, and because of what I said of the cache of the compiled shaders cache, I think it should be better if you could load all the shaders at once, but you can't, unfortunately, because there are a lot of times I'm recording the game and it just lags and stutters a lot, and I just stop the recording. I load back to the checkpoint, to the last save, and just record all over again because the mass shader compilation just won't happen again. The shaders are already compiled and the game will go so much smoother. But it's a pain in the ass to just have to repeat it all over again. And sometimes there is a big stutter, but the recording is already so long that I just, nah, let it be. I mean, it's so painful to sit there, at least for me, because I know you're gonna watch me playing and just like, oh well, look at that. I mean, I don't like it. I wouldn't like to watch it on someone else's video, so I wouldn't like to have it on my videos. And having you watching that, at least for me. But yeah, I hope this helps. I really think this will help a lot of people. Remember, if something doesn't work, try for yourself. Read the settings, search. I mean, I searched a lot, really. And then I have to improvise a lot of settings until I got something good. Every time you try a new setting and you see there is no effect, just undo the change. The less settings you change, the best. The closer your configurations are to the default or to your global, the best. Really. Because I don't think it's good having too much changes, especially if they're not necessary. But this is what I think to be the best, at least for now. Because every time the emulator gets an update, you will just probably get some of the problems fixed by themselves. Just like, for example, I open this and it says some of the entries on the settings are obsolete. I mean, okay, I could accept it. The problem is I can accept it and it be better, but it can be worse too. That's why a lot of the games I have, I don't change the configurations. They're good. For example, Skylanders Giants, it has a huge driver wake up delay. It seems like it's no longer necessary, at least from RPCS3 team says, but I will not change it. I don't see any problem with the game by having it that high, but as long as it doesn't crash, for me, it is perfect. And yeah, there it goes. 10 minutes of video to explain, 10 minutes of video to reflect. 11, I'm sorry. Okay, hope this has helped you. And if any problem appears, if you need help with any game, I'll try to help. Just leave in the comments. That's it.